50 that we just checked on.
Okay.
You know, of course, you know, when everybody's.
Okay, we're gonna call February 13th, 2026. Roll call, please. Jeff?
Yep.
Kyle?
Here.
Alfredo?
Yep.
Zach?
Here.
And Darren.
Here.
All right, the first one on the agenda today is 25 SB 78. We're in Lyman Township, Section 30, Township 38 North, Range 10 East, it's zoned B2. It's located at 5535 North State Road 9 Howell. Application is for proposed drive-through coffee shop, retail, and office. Here's our site plan. We've seen this before, but it has changed. They closed off the driveway on 9, closed off one here on South Street, to add this as the drive-through lane. Representative?
Yes, hi. I think the notes that were sent out had a few comments that were made about the one we're closing out the second driveway off South Street. The one off State Road 9 was a suggestion recommendation from NDOT, which we're planning on doing the South Drive, closing that one off. I think, Robbie, you had requested a loading and unloading of deliveries. That is down there just to the south end of the building for deliveries. They would come in that existing door that's there's like a 5-foot door. That's where they propose to do that. I think there was a concern or someone was brought up about the tanks. Talking with the owner who's buying the property from the current owner, it was told that at that time when they purchased it years ago, those tanks were removed.
Okay. Okay.
Right, yeah. They were removed from the property back at that time. I'm not sure how many years ago that was, and really the only disturbance of ground that we would actually be doing would be scraping off just some topsoil in preparation for at some point for the drive around on the backside. So there wouldn't be any perceived digging or, depth of digging may be taken off in preparation of a driveway.
Okay.
Other than that, I guess it's open up for any comments or questions.
I think Darren had some comments.
Are you gonna put arrows in the entrance for exiting or no? I just think it'd be beneficial.
For the drive-through coming in,
Yeah.
we can do that, yeah.
So you don't have to, I just think it'd be beneficial.
It would probably, just to show that, have an arrow diagram
And
coming around there to just start directing them in the right direction to the backside.
then there's no buggy parking anymore. Is that correct?
I'm sorry.
Is there no buggy parking anymore?
Was talking about that briefly. Yeah, they are proposing to put some weighted, like a weighted columns with a chain or a cable, so they can potentially
Okay.
move it. But at this point,
It's just a question again. It's not
Yeah.
any kind of requirement.
yeah, they're looking to put something up in a movable type.
Okay.
Zach, did you have any comments?
Do you have the well and well radius on here? Am I missing it? The well radius and well?
On the back side of the building.
Do you have it shown on here?
Right there, so
Of the well, it's, there is an existing well kind of in between the buildings.
there's a fire
On the
radius.
south
Okay.
side of the
Can
northmost building.
can you put a radius on that then?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
And then one more question is the existing restoration health office, is that connected to the new coffee shop that's going in? Are those going to be open to each other or is there going to be a wall between them?
The office area for the meat and
Retailer.
Yeah, they'll be open to each other.
Open to each other? Okay,
On the Fair Breezeway, yeah.
gotcha. I got nothing else.
Meeting with clients and so forth.
Yeah, I'll have separate office space in there, but the store will be open.
Open,
to
okay.
other-
That's it.
Any other comments or questions? Do
No, no,
you have any comments or questions, Rob?
I don't, so in preparation for next meeting, show some arrows possibly and, well radius,
Correct.
any additional that I missed? Okay.
Nope.
Any questions?
This will go to the plan commission for final approval.
Thank you.
Next one on the agenda is 26 SB 11, Grayson Township, section 21, township 38 north, range 9 east, district 2, located at 3275 West 600 South Topeka. Application is for proposed one lot minor plat. Here's our plan. Got it out here. I didn't have any comments. Kyle,
no.
Jeff,
No,
Aaron,
Nope.
Zach,
None.
Alfredo?
None.
Guess we need a motion.
Motion to approve.
second.
So she had something you wanted to say there, Amber, we just kind of.
I'm good, you're good.
We're good. Next one on the agenda is 26 SB 12, Milford Township, section 22, township 36 north, range 11 east, and zone L1. It's located north of 9840 east, 520 south, Wolfville. Application is for proposed one lot minor plat. Here's our one lot minor plat. This is where it's being cut out of. I didn't have any comments on it. Kyle?
No.
Jeff?
What's the reason for this?
The farm sold at auction.
No comment.
A long time ago.
A long time ago.
They're just cleaning it up after the fact.
Okay.
Amber and I talked about my comments. Do you want me to say them still?
Yeah, are we adding extra right of way to the
Yeah.
south side?
Yes, we're getting additional 10-foot right of way, which is half of what takes the 50 feet. Along the County 520 south.
And then she gave me shots for site distance. I just haven't calculated them yet.
I have a copy of the drawing I provided there for your file here as well.
Oh,
I just need to run numbers and then I'll let you know by tomorrow.
and that'd be for the east driveway?
Yeah. I can let you know too, Robbie, if it needs to be removed or not.
And if you need additional information on the data,
I just didn't run it yet. I need to run it.
that's fine.
Okay.
And then you asked about the portion of the trust.
Yeah, we're good.
You're good on all
Yeah.
that?
Because it's already what it is. It's just, I didn't know.
Zach?
Amber, could we get some ties and coordinates? I can email them later for the LA Taylor rebar found on the northeast corner of the northeast quarter. And then you guys have a number 5 BR Taylor rebar found on that southeast corner of northeast corner.
Yes, we get you coordinates on the BR Taylor. Your office should have ties to the LA when that was set back when.
Okay. Do you have coordinates for that one too?
We should.
Okay.
We didn't. This was done with the station.
Okay. I gotcha.
So, I mean, we shot it again, but, I don't know if it's all in state.
Okay.
Plane
All right. I guess give me whatever you got. Would that be helpful?
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, we gave those to the office when we that was set
Okay.
back in. It was pre-18 if it's in LA.
Yeah, that's pretty me. Yeah. Rex got that stuff and sometimes he just, I don't know, threw it in a corner. We stumble across it from time to time.
I'll see if I can
Okay.
find an old tie sheet, 'cause we keep those too.
That's, that'd be helpful. And then I just had just a couple small errors in the legal and illustration didn't match up. I guess I can give you the sheet after the meeting or if you want to have this. And then the only question I have, Amber, too, the auditor's office always, they like the legal to match the illustration when it goes to southeast or northwest on the description, so it closes out. I know the legal seems all correct, but the illustration doesn't always match it as far as
Oh,
the,
it's the bearings going on.
yeah, just a little, yeah.
We'll check that.
They'll accept it, but they don't like it. Legally, they
Well,
have,
This is already transferred to parcel. So we're pretty sure it's good. I'll just double check
Okay.
on the drawing.
And then-
here.
yeah, and then, like I said, yeah, just a couple things don't match up, but there's match up the numbers. But that's all I had. I'll give her this. I don't want to sit there and go through all the small things.
Good.
So I motion to approve
With Zach's correction.
Zach's corrections and I'll verify site distances.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carried. Next one on the agenda is the CFO. It's 26 SP 04. It's Clay Township, section 33, township 37 north, range 9 east, it's zone A2. There's the parcel number. It's application is for 56 by 540 for the pole barn. Got a covered manure storage, another room, deep vent pad, office, concrete pad, new drive, and new well. Here's our CFO. Parcels. I didn't have any comments. Kyle?
This project has been accepted, reviewed, and approved by the Lagrange Soil and Water Conservation District.
No questions for me.
Jeff?
My comments have been addressed. They weren't anything major.
Zach?
There's no septic for these barns on this style.
Excuse me, it's scheduled to hold the soil borings, but it hasn't been done yet.
Okay.
And then we'll have a drawing for.
With the updated septic on it.
The drains are gonna be.
And then can you relocate the well so the radius is on the parcel, not going off the parcel? Proposed well.
Sorry, say it again.
Can you locate the well so the radius is on the whole parcel versus intruding off parcel?
So the 100
Foot radius falls within the parcel.
Inside the.
That makes sense?
So the radius has to be within.
That's what we've been trying to do. So
Okay,
not
but
s-
it has to be 100 foot away from the barn
that's
per item.
correct. But you have space there. You may have to relocate the barn a little bit. I mean, this is part of, if somebody put a well right on my property barn, I had 100 foot of my property, I couldn't put a septic, I'd be upset. I call it encroachment basically with the well radius. So if you have the room, the well radius should fall entirely on the parcel that's being developed.
The barn's 224 feet from the road.
You have plenty of room there to move it.
Yeah, you have a big parcel here. The well can be easily located anywhere in the parcel that doesn't encroach on the neighboring parcels or across the road right away. People like to slam right against the property boundary, which is not, I think, good planning, because
It just keeps it away from the semis, so it's protected. And that's why we put it out by the road.
do you understand what I mean when you have a well radius?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
it'd be infringing on somebody else's rights, like they can't put a septic over there, can't do certain things because you,
I
yeah.
understand what you're saying. So we can move that. I mean, obviously, it's not drilled yet.
Yes,
so-
that's why we like to do it now before it gets
Yeah,
popped in the ground,
yeah.
because it's cheaper to do it before they pop one in the ground.
Yep.
That's all I had.
No, she already answered my question.
This goes to the plan commission for final approval.
Do you have a copy of the survey from the parcel? Beacon is not up to date yet.
I do.
Okay.
She's hoarding it from us.
I will share what I have to.
It's not working.
So again, this goes
Wait
to
a
the planning.
There might be something in here. Looky here.
Next one up is 26 SB 09, Clear Spring Township, section 49, township 36 north, range 9 east, it's zone A2, it's located at 4360 west, 600 south, Topeka. Application is for proposed one lot minor plat. Here's our proposed one lot minor plat. Yes.
Scott's on his way here, but turn the light. Could we move on to Oregon, possibly, would that be okay, and come back to this one? I mean, we can talk about it, but he's gonna have better answers than I am.
Those are a lot of questions raised.
There is some questions, yeah. Thank you. If you wanna talk about it, that's fine. I can't answer a question.
We just moving up, we moving past this, just this one? We're skipping just this one, Robbie?
Can we do this one? Do we need to skip this one too?
Which one do you want to do?
It's fine, let's just start at the beginning. We'll work over here. If there's anything you can answer, Scott can speak.
So we're going back to the
We'll go back.
one-liner plat.
Okay. Good morning. Go for it.
Alrighty then, so, I asked if the remainder being sold to an joiner, if not, it needs to be platted, should the boundary line to the east be 50 feet? We have city, by the easement be 50 feet instead of 25. Confusing on where it's measured from, I think I meant the setback. So those were my comments, Kyle.
No comments.
What's the background on this piece? It may help you understand what's going on here. It's got a lot, it's an odd shaped property.
Okay, so here's what I understand. David and Carolyn live here, what? David still lives, I don't know. They also own this property here. So they built this house, and before they built this house, they did like a one-time split to their daughter, who also built the house. And then at some point, an easement was created, which is right here, which actually should come down to here. It's just not drawn correctly at this moment, so we need to fix that. And so now they want to transfer this to their daughter so that they have a couple more acres or however much that is. This will be the remainder, which is still a part of what they own as an adjoiner. And did you guys get a copy of the survey that we did that shows the different tracks?
Yeah, right here.
In this
That one.
section.
Big one.
Is that the overview?
That's the
for
breakdown
plat?
of the section.
Section overview.
Yeah.
We also did a boundary survey that shows track 1, track 2, and track 3.
Robbie, do you have that hoarding?
I do not, did not hold that one.
So, just correct me if I'm wrong, Clayton, if they're getting that piece of land, that little strip, a couple acres to the north of the south house, the easement would be okay then, right? You don't need to extend the easement because it goes,
Well, the easement is existing. We're not actually fighting the easement. There's an existing easement agreement. It was represented on the plat.
Yeah.
By the shaded area.
okay,
They just didn't show the full thing, since it
I-
actually extends beyond the plat.
gotcha.
Okay.
But you're doing it for lot one, and it meets credit for lot one.
So, in my opinion, it would make sense to show the full extent of the easement. just for
Yep.
clarity.
Correct.
It's not technically on the plat.
So,
Okay.
so the house that has a weird shape in the back is getting the rectangle to the north of it. The back section is staying with the farm over here. And And they can't combine that because of the section line there? Is that why?
I mean,
It looks like we're creating a landlocked piece here, but we're really not.
I talked to
But-
Stan about that, and his word, I believe his words were, unless they transfer it, it's not a landlocked piece. If that makes sense, because it's still joining their piece.
Yeah.
It just looks landlocked on the plat. Can we? Actually, why don't you make a note on the west side of the parcel of the ownership? That would make it more clear, wouldn't it?
I don't know what you mean.
Like
You don't have who owns to the
west.
west.
If
But-
you
Okay.
had that, maybe it
Sure,
would make more
yeah.
sense. To future people. So the rectangles south of the, they can combine.
They just didn't want to deed them this back section to go with the house as well.
Yeah, the back section is staying with the barn.
I'm keeping that for a different kid.
I think it's kind of swampy there.
Yeah. Maybe someone wants it for a small house.
On the,
Any other questions?
yeah, on the breakdown up here, Clayton, on the section breakdown, you guys call out there on the hatched 20 acres, you guys are doing survey work on here. The back corners, you guys have it calculated, but on here, on the actual detailed plat, you guys have them monumented with a rebar. Can you explain that?
I can't,
What's that? No?
I can't. explain it. I can draw attention to it.
And then do you have,
Well, I guess I could probably speak to the fact that if it was calculated to create a 20, the goal would be to set rebars there. Those are shown as set rebars.
can you change those
So, yeah. we
to
would do that. I would-
whatever you guys set out there, so it makes sense? And then, did you happen to have any ties or coordinates for this concrete corner post? You guys found 0.28, 340?
we can definitely provide that to you. 28,340, you said?
Yeah. It's the center section.
Anything else then?
Can you go back to the paragraph for a minute? Thank you. Okay, so they own the farm to the west. That entire thing?
I said, yes, it's the,
Okay.
is it 40 or 80? I don't remember how many acres it is.
Are they planning on transferring that to a kid if they live over here? Or are they keeping it all?
Yeah, there's some that lives there.
See, I said there's no kids. Okay, my only comment then, since we talked about the parcel splitting, is limit the access to the easement, which is already happening, so I don't think it's necessary. It's just that road is a nightmare. That way, the next person that buys it and wants to put it in a new drive, is not allowed to. That's my only comment. Any other comments? Zachary? Or Canalco?
And you are missing in the building details, the septic system for both houses. And you are missing the well, 50 feet radius for number 2. If you need exact information, they are in the GIS. The GIS has the exact allowance.
Did you understand my comment about setback from the easement?
Oh, yes, I think I would agree. Would it be 25 feet from the edge of the easement?
It's 25 from the edge of the easement, might be easier if you label 50 feet then from the property line,
Sure.
instead of them thinking it's 25 feet from the property line.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I agree.
That was my only real concern.
Okay. So quite the list. Minor things.
Yep.
Motion to approve with, corrections to septic radius of the well, driveway notes, the survey for Robbie to understand who's getting what. Right? Note the west adjoiner setback numbers, verify the survey points if they're calculated or not. I think that's it, right?
Easement fix.
And then fix the easement.
Oh, fix the easement, sorry, I missed one thing.
Hey, you're doing good.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did really well. Do you have any?
I think that, yeah, it all makes sense.
It all seems minor, just
A lot
I
of them.
second.
So all in favor, say aye with those conditions.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So we're gonna move on to 26 SB 10, Johnson Township, Section 6, Township 36 North, Range 10 East, it's on A2. It's located at 0285 East, 300 South Lagrange. Application is for proposed one lot minor plat. We've got one lot minor plat. And I did not have any comments. Kyle?
Oh, no comments.
No.
Sharon?
limit one drive per lot.
Zach?
Wait, look like on the aerial, they're splitting off the back barn from the house, is that correct?
Yeah.
How are you gonna access that back barn? Because right now it's access to the house.
They will use for the new driveway if they haven't already. To the south there.
Okay. So they're bringing a new drive in, and then you got plenty of room between the existing house and the barn. Existing house property and the barn to maneuver in and out of those doors.
It looks like they have over 75 feet.
And there's no, you say it needs to have a,
It's 87.8 feet from the east side of the barn to the property line.
Oh, if I would have looked up in the corner, I would have saw that too.
I'm sorry, what is that?
does it have a well or septic on the property
There are soil borings. I believe that is all that it has right now.
for the new lot?
You are missing that one.
Pardon?
Do you have the soil? I don't see the soil borings there.
The soil borings are shown in the building detail. They do not list the soil.
Soil don't detail.
I don't see them there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, okay.
No soil borings.
Doesn't see it either.
Somehow, no, it's on my drawing, but not on there. So,
Okay.
You know what's going on here? They're separating off a hay barn. Maybe they need soil borings? Are they putting a barn here? Are they putting a house up?
I mean, standard protocol is
Yep,
to get
absolutely.
soil borings when you create a new lot.
I knew that.
Unless you make it non-buildable.
Is that?
But it should be buildable. It's got frontage, it's got acreage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know if somebody just sells these to an adjoiner and just want to plat off a piece and sell it to an adjoiner, but in this case, if we're planning on building someday, we better have this.
Sounds like they want it to be, east, I guess.
Sounds like he has them, just our typical spot.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, soil borings just needs to be noted.
Yes.
You said, have they got a driver permit through yet, or they haven't?
If I know it. I haven't seen it. Okay.
And that was Alfredo's information, was the soil one.
Yeah.
So just limit the driveway note and put on the solar works, right?
The driveway note is actually on the platinum already, I believe.
Fantastic. Just solar works. Good job. Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Tip. What did the note say? So-
Limit one drive.
So, I just have one quick question here.
Per lot, on county road only.
Did you want condition to have a driveway permit before you approve the plat or finalize it? Because realistically, just put a driveway in, 'cause there's no house structure going up. They can put, I mean, they'll just,
They still have to permit.
yeah, what keeps them from doing it?
I find them.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna move on to.
Typical building permit, but there won't be a house there.
Section 4, Township 36 North, Range Chinese, it's zone A2. It's located at 3325
The
West,
driveway will be built for the
South
house.
Range. Application is for proposed one lot, minor plat.
This one's tricky too. We had a lot of tricky ones.
You did.
Like, really weird parcels.
Yep.
If Terry Wilson was here, he would be like, rah, 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 not square.
This one's actually square.
Terry.
Thomas Jefferson would be more upset than Terry.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson also had some questionable morals, so.
Not land
This one
dividing.
here, I asked if
The
they
grid
were
system works
selling
well.
the business off, the approval of this owner, this use. Side setback measurements may be easier from property line and not the easement. Those are my comments. Kyle,
No comments.
Jeff?
It's got the floodplain listed there, I think, as long as we know. Looks like septic system hedges into that floodplain. Is that a problem? Oh, no, it says existing. So, okay, so it's already there.
It's touching a little.
Okay, yeah,
section there.
so it's already there. I guess it's not
Yeah.
a problem.
Well,
21.
might be a problem, it's just already there.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is it being split like this? I agree with Robbie, for the road would make more sense.
But then it landlocks a piece over there.
But it doesn't if you shift the whole lot down and then you have access through the back.
But good point.
And then it's an easement for everyone to use. Because if they can, sell off the west portion from the driveway, are they also gonna come off this driveway, and how?
So, you want me to answer that or? Anyway,
I feel like everybody's gonna wanna know that, so you can just keep going. You're right.
I'll let him explain first, and I'll have questions.
Well, Zachary wants you to explain now.
the time left, right?
Yeah.
I'll do my best. This is one that Scott may have something to add, but first off, on the west side, any development would require DNR approval. So that's the first hurdle that I don't imagine most are going to want to.
Okay, but what if they shifted it south?
But my understanding is, if you look at the perimeter of lot one, there's a fence around the perimeter of lot one. I believe their reason for this division is they wanted to follow the existing fence line. So they wanted to follow the existing fence line as a pasture and so forth. And they they wanted to keep the acreage to the west without the house. Or the other buildings. I think we can go to, back to Robbie's question about transfer and so forth. We did inform the landowner of your request to have them here. I don't know, if apparently they weren't able to make it today, I don't believe so.
Which was fine, because supposedly they said that they're not selling it off. They're just splitting it off. They're not selling it.
Supposedly. But why would they get a whole survey for fun?
Because they need to change the ownership of the lot.
Because they're getting it
It's a-
financed?
It's a sawmill. It's a business. So
Oh.
they're separating it off.
It's a family-owned
Personal.
business, it's family-owned business, will continue to be the family-owned business, but they're like, have some parcel.
Correct. It's gonna be Taylor Sawmill LLC. That's what we're calling it.
Okay. So many questions.
So the question's, the reason you have the parcel split at the bottom because they want to follow the existing fence line, then or bring it to the road or shift it because of the fence lines, that's why?
That's why.
Because I'm just gonna prepare you, Clayton, to access that parcel that's floodplain, that's, not highly developable, but someday may be. It goes in that regulated drain right away, and we won't permit stuff there anymore. It was really, so if they want to access that with a driveway someday, any type of improvement, we won't permit it. So it has to be outside that right away. So you'd be having to go across the septic field, looks like, or I guess they can usually drive across lot 1 as long as they still own it. But it's just something to think about, I guess, for future. But they're keeping it all in one. It's just when it comes to separates when the problem is, because then somebody's like, well, I want to build a house over here. And be like, well, we're not going to let you get a driveway there. So I guess that creates a problem later down the road for them, but not, I guess we could cross that bridge when we get there.
If they shifted it south though, couldn't they build in that little corner of the field to the west?
Scott, is why the property line doesn't come all the way down. That's a easy exit for the fence. But it's in the rear line.
Well, I guess if we came all the way to the south, then you'd have, what, a 3-lot minor subdivision?
Just
Well,
but keep that, whatever foot you got, just keep it in the back. So you access that on the backside. You know what I mean? It takes it takes my drainage right away out of it then, so you can access parcel. If you don't put a drive in across there, we're not putting too many driveways in the right of way anymore because there's too many issues. We're dealing with them right now out in Buck Creek.
I would go so far as to speculate that if they really, really wanted to put a house in the northeast corner of the western portion of the remaining property, they could theoretically use the shared drive at an easement across lot 1 and still get over there without having to go through the driveway. So there are other options.
Until they build on. Nah, it's not doable.
Like I said, speculation.
That's okay.
That's fine. Can you show I'm sure there's wells out here since there's septics
Yeah, they need to put a well.
and well radius.
Yeah,
And I think you're missing the house that's there now. I think there's a house on the
Mhm.
aerial
Yep.
that's over by the existing barn to the east.
Is a house there, yeah,
Wasn't on this parcel, but yeah.
and the well for the house.
Got a lot of tricky ones, Scott. Making us think.
People like the ones that are challenging.
I don't know. They're confusing. It's what they are. I know.
Yeah.
The life you have after so many splits, right?
So the sawmill's proposed on lot 1. It's existing on lot 1. Okay.
It existed when it was a 40-acre parcel.
Yes.
And then the one son wanted to build a a house, so there's already two houses on that 40-acre parcel, a house and a Dottie house,
Yeah.
13. So we divided it
Okay.
into two 20s, that way we could build, one boy could build a house on this 20. And then now they wanted to cut out the business, you know, some parcel.
And then I have one more, I guess. Since you got multiple pages, I have comments on this page too. You guys have a stone found. Could you give me some coordinates?
Yeah,
You found a stone out there?
I did, yeah, I did.
Did you, did you put?
Amazingly.
Did you take a picture?
I can go back, I did not take one.
Oh,
Was there anything else? Was there any metal around it you could use, or just a stone by itself?
Just a stone and a fence line. We had staked out where the theoretical center would be, and it fell really close to that.
Okay.
It was in
You guys,
the east-west fence line. There was no possession going north and south.
gotcha.
oh,
I would put coordinates on there. I've done a number of surveys using that as the corner, because there was nothing else out there, no wood post. Again, just a fence running east-west, so there was no indication of anything else going north-south. That was the best evidence I had of the corner.
You got coordinates for that, Scott?
I put it on there. Put the side of the parcel, are we moving this orientation or?
Maybe keep it that way. I just didn't. If he's planning on keeping it all himself, it's really not a big deal. It's just when it comes to if he says I'm gonna sell this wood lot off and keep my house over here, then then I gotta go across to the easement around the.
logically shifting it.
I know what happens is he puts a fence line across there to access that pasture over there for his animals, and then we come through and clean the ditch, and his fence is in our way, and then he's mad we have to move the fence, and then his animals are trapped over there or they're stuck over here. I just want to make sure that they're all aware of this stuff because they're the ones doing this.
The
That
south line of this parcel that we have is a fence line right now, so there is, you can see the wood post in there.
Okay.
We held that existing fence as the south line of the parcel, so there is a kind of a pasture area that.
Yeah.
That goes over.
I mean, it meets the requirements with the stuff we mentioned to add the house and the wells and stuff. So, I mean, it's just don't want to create future problems, but he'll have to deal with it.
Or we could shift it now. It would make a lot more sense to all of us. In future him.
It's up to you. If it meets the requirements, we can't deny it.
Yeah.
But we can suggest.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk to them, see what the thoughts are on future.
Okay, so we need the well and the house on the neighbor, correct?
And the well for the commercial, the last one too.
The well on both and
Yes.
radius? Okay. Wells and radius. And then Zach wants coordinates, but that's not really required. Motion to approve with those.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
This one really got in my brain too.
Move on to 26 SP 03. We're in Eden Township, Section 4, Township 36 North, Range 8 East, and Zone 82, located at 2685 South, 1000 West, Shipshewana. Application is for a proposed building addition to an existing woodworking. Here's our proposed site plan.
So that one, or do you go first? Oh, sorry, yeah.
Let's see, I asked to have the label the use of the building. Kyle?
I guess what are the dimensions of this new addition they want to put on?
Yeah, you can see that in the building detail on the south side. No, I'm sorry, it's not it's larger one on the south
No, it is very.
drawing there. It's 150 by 80 with a inset where it connects into the existing building.
Okay.
It probably would be actually probably removing a little bit of concrete, reusing some of the concrete to the north. Yeah. And then we'll have, like, lay a new storm line. Well, storm lines all the way around the property, and then they lay a new line over to that detention pond. We were talking about this too, if we were gonna disturb an acre, we hadn't really determined if we were gonna disturb an acre on that. If we do, we'll certainly do.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's more than just the buildings being disturbed, from the concrete and out, putting all that storm drainage in as well. So it's probably gonna be close for them.
Yep.
What else is feeding into that storm drain, that existing pond? Is there other?
They just dug a hole.
I think it's just like, typically what you find in a lot of these areas is a borrow pit is what looked to me like it started out as, and then it just morphed into a pond. I did not notice any tile drains that go into that. It's just like a depressional area in that field. And I don't think it even has an outlet that I could see.
Just wondering if anybody else is feeding into it from the east.
My brother is the one who owns that property there. This is all the way around here. And they were trying to figure out what to do with stormwater, with the existing plan, or the existing solution they don't really like. And they're like, hey, our brother wants a lot more water in his rec pond because it kind of gets low sometimes. So this was the solution.
So is this just all roof runoff water that it's collecting, or is this also water from parking lots too that it's
There
collecting?
could be some water.
Hard surface, basically, yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I would, yeah, that's going to a pond for like, potential swimming use or whatever, or fish or something like that. I would suggest maybe putting in like some grease traps or something, just so that way if you stock it with fish or something, you don't have oil getting in there. Now, you're killing all these fish and stuff. That's just a suggestion on that.
It could on a few of these structures. I don't like too up close to a building, but if we're 20, 30 feet away from a building, we could, I call them a dry bottom, and just put a porous bottom catch basin, and then the water could percolate through, and then put at least a 2-foot sump or something in those, so the tiles 2 feet off the bottom, let's say.
Yeah,
And then at least low flows would percolate down in, but I don't want to do that right up against the building, or it could jeopardize the foundation.
Yep.
We got about 4 that we could easily do that to, definitely the ones that would be in the driveway. And then the last one before we leave, last 2 before it leaves, we can do that sort of a dry bottom sump in there.
yeah, just something so that way it's like, oh, well, we want to stock this pond with fish or use it, and then it's like, oh, well, now we got a bunch of contaminants in here, and now it's not, now you just have untreated water going in there with all kinds of stuff.
And the other thing to look at too, that sometimes we'll do is called a 4-bay, where the tile will discharge into a small basin inside of this room or something like that, pre-treats the water, and then it discharges over into the pond. So either option like that.
Yeah.
But again, we don't have any outlet designed for the ponds as far as overall stormwater. It's all gonna be contained there. And
Yeah.
I think it actually would hold, if I calculate it right, at least 200-year events back to back as far as the volume in that pond,
Okay.
infiltration and some of these things.
Okay.
So yeah, we can look at some sort of water quality measure.
Yeah.
Is it to me? Oh, it's to me. Vicinity map. Is there any driveway signage for the house drive or the business drive, since they're so close together?
Signage.
Is there any signage for like
There's
business
the
drive?
business sign.
Okay, and that doesn't, I just,
It's pretty evident when you're out there what goes where.
okay, perfect. Just didn't want to.
Yeah.
Make it too confusing. Will the easement need to be recorded before building the drainage easement? And then was the existing all approved on this parcel prior to this proposal?
Yeah, we did get a variance for the new building because we're up against, or over setback line.
Okay.
Each phase of this business has been approved by variance and site plan and improved this one.
Okay.
And then, what was your other question?
Easement, yeah, we
Yeah.
we would
We're
record the
working on getting the easement together. Like we said, it's brothers, but they're fine with it. In fact, they're excited about it, but we don't do technical stuff
Okay.
together, so we'll get that as soon as possible.
That's it for me.
Robbie, what building did you want labeled, did you say,
The new one.
on the detail? The one that's not labeled? Or, The new one you said, the crosshatch ones, what you want labeled?
Label the use of the buildings,
Oh, all buildings?
that's what I have is in plural.
You say plural?
I said, yeah, label the use of the buildings, plural. But it's probably just, proposed building extension.
Well, there's also, they mislabeled, they didn't label they did in the bigger one, but the detail up top, they didn't label the warehouse. That's what I had labeled. And then Scott, where the crosshatch is with the proposed wood frame addition, looks like you're getting rid of a block building, getting rid of a air exchange building. And then there's a remodel to the motor room. Does that sound right? It says existing motor room to be remodeled.
Oh, right. So what they're planning to do is the new structure will have like a firewall around where the existing room is.
Gotcha.
So they're gonna incorporate that structure.
In the building. Okay.
Like, wasn't this phase, were we going to build like the eastern portion of the building? Because what we're doing is we're putting a building over existing operations, so we gotta somehow keep that existing operation running. So if I remember right, we were going to basically build the eastern part of the building, get
Western.
Oh, yeah, western
They're
part.
gonna add
Yeah,
on
that's
to the
right.
west and get that done. And while they're doing that, they're gonna work out of the structure that's on the east side. And then when the west side's done, we can move back out of the east side, get back under production, and then finish the or the east side. And I did notice the note technically says remodel existing building, but it should say replace. That building is not.
Yeah,
There.
yeah.
It's gonna be part of the new structure.
Replaced, okay.
Old ag buildings that were retrofitted years ago for the business. So we're gonna have to maintain
It's
operations.
the same
throughout the
footprint, but
process.
it'll technically be.
Replaced.
So after phase two, it'll basically be a big L-shaped building. Yeah. Okay.
A lot more easy for production. Now we're working on it at different levels. Old buildings.
Kind of neat to hear the history of how this all came to be. But we're going into the third or fourth generation. I think. So they're just trying to bring stuff up to date.
Who lives directly to the north? You said is the owner lives to the north or the son does?
So one brother lives north, his father lives north of him, other brother lives south, other brother lives down the road.
Okay.
So the family owned the quarter section, basically pulled off some of the very top of it. There's about 4 or 5 families involved, maybe 130.
And this lot is actually owned by the business.
Okay.
A lot going on in a little parcel. Okay, this shows plan picture?
I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
No, no,
Yeah,
you're
was
fine.
planning
good.
commission for final approval. So we're at 26 SP 05, First Spring Township, section 33, township 36 north, range 9 east, it's zone A2. It's located north of 3735 west, 800 south, Lagrange. Application is for proposed 150 by 160 manufacturing shop, Hollywood East. Here's our site plan. A new parcel. Let's see. I made the statement that the setback from the hoop building should be a front setback. What's the hoop structure used for? What is the easement for? Secondary detention on someone else's properties? Question mark, need an easement agreement? Why is there 2 lots on site plan when only 1 is being developed? Kyle?
I did not print off my comments. Do you, I don't know if I,
It says it may be subject to the
Okay.
INCSG.
yeah, okay, all right, yeah, that's all I have then.
You haven't received a packet for this one, you will.
Okay. All right.
Jeff?
So the retention area, they're kind of in the middle, lower part middle that's going to be handling some of the drainage from the flag lot there to the west.
Yeah, so the deal is, Orban would be on the west side, his cousin, Joe Most of these guys have businesses in Noble County and they're not favorable at all for these businesses. It's really sad, but anyways. So Orvin's moving from Noble up to here and his cousin is gonna be moving into a small engine shop, repair shop. Eventually. Yeah,
Yeah.
so this property just sold at auction, so what we're planning on is trying to deal with both of these properties together, although we don't know exactly what's going on the east side, so the stormwater is meant to handle both properties there, that's why we're on both, and we do have easements, prepared.
So we will eventually have a plan for that flag lot then.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
right, so as far as stormwater, we're gonna collect our stormwater in the pond on the west, it'll discharge over on the east side, and that'll surface flow out of that pond over into the northeast, over into the woods where it's going now. And we'll be able to store all of the two properties, foreseeable developable water in these two ponds here. It is a rolling site, but actually when you get down to an actual run numbers for running pipe, it's fairly flat to run pipe. So we basically had to do the two pond scenario to make it actually work. But when we develop the east side, we anticipate that it will come into our storm line at the very northern end of where that main line runs up the property line. So that would tap in there.
Do we,
Northeast of the building that's proposed, the water on the east of that system.
do we need to put a note on there to say that this proposed drainage is can be heading off property into that?
I don't know which version of the drawing you have, but the updated one, you showed a lot of easement information here, as well as there will be easement agreements in place for both properties.
We've got ingress easement running up the property line, and then there's drainage easements on both sides. So those, we've just got a drawing prepared on that. That's going to turn and get the. We had to get the storm line designed first before we could really prepare the easements.
Are you done?
Yeah.
I would like the neighboring drives labeled as to how far they are from this proposed drive. Yeah. Note the plat, are new soil bores needed for the site we are currently looking at developing?
That's still borings in the building.
Yeah, I don't think that works.
Well, if it's close enough to proposed.
Maximize use of our space.
New concept, right?
You need them
So
close.
what do you think about that, Alfredo?
And then is there any signage that's proposed? That's all I have.
Signage or.
Are you planning to put a sign up on this one?
We can put a small sign.
So you can't, if there's so many trees, you can't really see it.
I don't know that we had proposed one.
Well, I just know in Robbie's case, if you do it now, then it's easier potentially. But it's not doable.
The existing, we have one that's about this big.
Yeah.
So it may not even be big enough to meet sign permit qualifications.
One of those put on the post.
Yeah.
Just questions, not
Oh, no,
necessarily.
she's not saying you need one. She's
Says
saying
rabbits for
you
sale.
want one, show it, that's all.
Yeah, no.
Free
I think
puppies.
that's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I was saying. Yes, thank you. You're upset.
Just, Scott, I think you explained it, but they're cousins that on each parcel that you said?
Yes, Orvin's cousin would own the east parcel.
Okay, and Orvin owns the west parcel where this building's going. And the plan is they're eventually gonna build, looks like there's a possible future house in the back for Orvin, and then obviously that soil borings on over here, it looks there'd be a possible house over there too.
And again, the soil borings, I believe, were done for the auction.
For the auction.
Yeah, because this went to auction, so Chubb's, I think, auctioned this, so when they had the auction, they just went ahead and did the soil borings, obviously, we were the one that did the soil borings, their part. At least gives you an idea what's there.
Okay,
But yeah, we would anticipate, or we're afraid of, but more than likely, we have to do some soil borings or the septic.
Yeah.
Would physically be then.
This one's gonna have to have some kind of a commercial. sign.
Yes, correct, yeah, they need to go to the state.
That would kind of take care of itself through the process there. We don't have those borders yet.
Yeah. Anything else for you?
no,
Or is it Alistair?
Scott, you said you've updated the easement for the drainage on neighboring parcel from this developed parcel, correct?
Yeah, there'll be an ingress egress easement up the property line where the driveways be, and then where the detention ponds are, those would be storm easement, and then the main line coming up the west side of the driveway that both will be sharing, that'll be part of that storm easement as well.
A lot of blue.
Okay.
Or-
We got
A lot
phase
of
2
blue.
on there.
Yeah,
Yes, we also added a phase 2. I think we emailed it, but I don't know that it got to everyone yet.
That's
And I
okay.
apologize. That's kind of what-
So you added a phase, oh, we have phase 2.
Yeah, you should have it on.
I didn't.
Oh, you got the phase 2?
I guess you have a question Robbie, about the people on that, like cold storage.
Yeah, so to talk about the front setback and the hoop structure. The purpose of that hoop structure, which may end up being some type of full building too, we're not sure. Surprisingly, hoop structures have gone up in price. It's not even saving, but he was trying to avoid outdoor storage of materials. So that all this structure really is for is just to house materials.
Yeah.
before-
Keep them out of the weather and sun, yeah.
So, that being said, question for you, Robbie. Typically on parcels like this where we have a stem or an easement, we've been showing, when we don't have additional road frontage, we've been showing this, like the road facing lot line, parcel line, that's set back from the road behind the parcel as a side setback. I believe we had ours, in one iteration, we had the front setback off the easement, which we still do, 50 feet. Is that an acceptable solution?
Well, I think if you look in the UDO, it will show you a parcel that comes off of a stem, and it's a front setback when it butts up against somebody else's
I
property.
noticed that. Okay. So then,
And I can double check that and send that to you, but I do believe it should be a front setback.
That'd be 50 feet off the property line,
Correct.
so we may have to just shift the whole
Everybody
site
to ignore.
25 feet north possibly.
to answer the question there. Lots of good landscape opening out here.
Yeah.
There's a large woods to the east, like where the north arrow is on the drawing. It actually comes down to probably about where the detention pond is on the east side, somewhere in there, or about where our hoop building would be roughly. That's all the large woods there, there 20, 30 acres of woods. What else we don't own that. So it'd be kind of tucked back in that area, a little too much pine tree.
Sure.
You say they have to shift, Robbie, because of setbacks, the hoop barn?
To the north.
No.
That, or they have to move the hoop barn?
Yeah, what do you think that, so we may just shift everything north 25 feet to meet the setback there.
As long as I'm correct. and it's-
Right, just add on to the building.
Oh, like a lean-to?
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to that.
Okay.
We want to do that.
So that goes to plan.
Yep, this is the plan commission for final approval. Did you have any other comments or questions?
No, I'm fine. Yeah, they know what to do.
Makes more sense after hearing from them.
More comments? Now is the time.
Do we need the soil boring or when?
No, I think right now you have soil boring. So I think now the next step will be to send the new soil boring to the state.
The new soil?
Yeah, because this is not going to be working the state to design any system. So,
Also make sure we don't wait until
Yeah.
they're ready to pull a permit.
Yeah.
So we need new soil boring in the location
Okay.
of the proposed septic.
exactly, yeah, correct.
Okay, so we're not doing Matthew Hosteller.
Not
That's
yet.
all.
Hopefully we won't.
I already gave you comments, so usually I say look at my old comments.
So we're gonna move on to 26 SP 07, Lagrange, First Spring Township, Section 6, Township 36 North, Range County, Street 461. It's located at 2125 South, 600 South. Application is for proposed retail grocery store in an existing building. Here's the site plan. The existing structure. Let's see. So I had several comments on this one. The handicap parking really needs to be perpendicular to the building, not at an angle, because you have to have the same buffer space as you do the length of the parking spot. Need a drainage plan for the new business. Is there a guarantee that all deliveries will come from the north? Because that's how you show your traffic pattern. Should there be a turnaround on site for possible deliveries from the south? Dumpsters should be screened or enclosed. What is the distance from the parking spots to the grass island? How will the sign be protected from traffic flow? Should drives be defined as entrance and exit only drives? Comments? Kyle?
No comment.
Jeff?
My questions are about the drive, and I'll see what Darren's got to say.
Sure. Aaron?
Is 3 drives really necessary? That's the first question.
Yeah.
The unloading area is in line with the driveway, so I don't see what's deterring drivers who come frequently to not back off the road. And then why is there 2 hitching rails?
Why is there one?
2 hitching rails?
Yeah.
I'll wait to hear from them.
Pardon?
I'll wait to hear what they have to say first, and then if I have questions, I'll ask.
Not afraid to.
I'm good.
Any comments?
So, this is obviously an existing site. This store has been here for decades, a long time. So I did a kind of a fun experiment. I went through the different years of aerial imagery on GIS and going back to 2014. And it's kind of funny because there used to be an island in the middle,
I saw that.
kind of how it's shown, and it just gets a little bit smaller every 2 years. So really what Urban is trying to do here is to bring some of that endless driveway back to what is closer to what county is hoping for. Obviously, with the existing structures being there, he's actually just leasing this space, so he's not going to be owning this property. Needs to happen in coordination with the people that own the property. He's also, I believe they were the previous store owners too, but they retired or relocated.
Yeah, they retired.
Retired. So we're trying to make use of an existing site. He has a business in Noble County, and once again, Noble County is basically not allowing a lot of businesses in rural areas to exist and or expand at all, regardless of the size. So the goal here is to be able to provide service to existing and future clients. So this is a great location, having already been an existing use. But that being said, the building is close to the road, and you can't really change that. So the goal here with the parking plan, the hitching rails, for example, have been there. They're existing hitching rails. The sign is existing, sign structure, I should say, is existing. And so we're trying to, really nothing is proposed, but we're trying to bring a few things into compliance with the existing site. We don't know if that makes sense. That gives you some context to kind of our approach here. As far as a semi coming from the south, I mean, I'm sure that's possible. The actual plan is to continue to receive deliveries at his Noble County location. Anything that comes up here would just be on like a box truck or pickup truck and trailer, something much smaller than a semi. But we knew we needed to at least show what it would take to get a semi in and out of his property, although that is not the intention for the future of his use here. We could also show the template coming from the south and pulling in perpendicular to the road and then backing around, so just the reverse of how it's shown right now. So that would be possible. But then as far as trying to go back south again, I mean, you may just have to go north. But there's ease of access going north. In fact, it's probably preferable for a semi to go north because that's where 20 is. So, hopefully that speaks to that a little bit. I agree with your question about the signpost, and it could be relocated. That's gonna be, up to him, I'm sure. It's not a very big structure, so I'm sure if it gets knocked over once, that's a pretty good time to move it. But other than that, he could just move it now as well, so. Trying to think through here. Were there other?
Well, the angle handicap parking, I think in order to make it work for a one-way, we might have to have parking spaces angled. I'm not sure if we have enough physical room to put those perpendicular.
Once again, if you look at the record imagery, you can even see that vehicle is historically kind of parked in there at an angle. So we're just kind of maintaining that use. We could show the buffer to extend down beside the parking space, or maybe we move the ADA spot to a more ideal location. We can definitely look into that, but we really don't have space to have perpendicular parking spaces. We did go digging through what we could find in the EDO and in the state ADA compliance paperwork.
They actually allow angle.
We didn't see
handicap
anything
parking
against angled
spaces.
parking spaces, but I do hear you're saying that the buffer.
I just think that then that the buffer should be the whole length of the parking
Okay.
spot,
Okay,
instead of cutting it off at half hour.
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
So just show it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on there.
As far as stormwater, the existing roof, I believe, is all connected with downspouts into the tile and catch basin on the west side of the building. As far as we know, that catch basin then makes its way over to a riser out in the field to the northeast and then into the new county tile that Zach put in. So I think that the pop-off spot, if all of that capacity is gonna be at that riser out in the field. So since we weren't adding any new impervious area, but if anything, we were slightly decreasing it, we weren't going to do anything with detention. It does what it does, but again, I believe that bowl to the north and east of the building, got a little pasture, there's a riser out there, and that's where it pops off. If we need to do something different with that, or I can provide some calculations to show what's happening out there, I can certainly do that. But I did not anticipate any detention since we weren't adding anything new. But I'm just gonna give you a report on the stormwater, what's happening. The three driveways, I guess we're talking, one is a residential and the other two, since we got a one-way, we almost need a one-way in and a one-way out. We almost need two if we're doing it one way. Again, I'm not sure there's physical room to be able to do the perpendicular.
I think if you label them, then feel better
I would
about
say
it.
we probably need to label the southern lot as exit only, or the middle drive, I should say.
Yeah, exit only, yeah. Then we hadn't talked about, but it's a possibility. I know we had a small project east of Topeka a number of years back where the guy was doing some little poly work and he physically had no way to bring a semi into his property and turn around. Wasn't even possible. But he did work with a neighbor a couple doors down and he was going to take deliveries down there and then bring the small poly products over to him. So we possibly haven't talked to anybody about it, but it's possible. But Emmetown, we got that large warehouse there. They could certainly offload there. We've got an agreement there if it becomes an issue or whatever. I'm sure we could probably offload the product there and then move it down here if we're not going to bring it from the county. So there's maneuverability in. It's just difficult there, but I do believe we can pull in and back into that area. And we were looking for deliveries 1 or 2 a week. If as far as the semi, they can get down.
Oh, you mean there,
No, down at your place,
2 to 3 times?
2 to 3 times a week, we would have a semi coming in, and then smaller trucks coming up here more frequently. Okay. But at least initially, most deliveries done in Noble County, so.
And there's no plans of closing that business. You're just not able to expand as you need to. So instead of having one larger location, he's gonna have 2 smaller locations.
Franchising.
There you go.
This is a good location for a small location.
You said they're leasing this building, Scott? So somebody else owns the property and
Shops,
are the Shrocks here?
they're not, no, this is Urban, Von Trigger, he'll be running the store.
Okay. And what was existing here before? Is it,
Fabrics.
Fabric, yeah, what the fabric.
so it'll be a grocery store and dry goods?
got anything like that for a couple miles around them.
Yeah, the thing's got the, it's kind of, he's releasing the building, so the owner owns the lot, so it's a little different here, he doesn't own it, but, I can foresee if you did, if this is requiring semi, that would be necessary to try to get a semi turnaround to that piece to the north where they pasture now, you know what I mean, so you have deliveries out back, so you can, if it becomes more than what flatbed trucks efficient wise, you know what I mean, if this is moving a lot of stuff and he's starting deliveries, I don't think this is gonna work for your semi, but at that point in time, you may want to relocate septic, do something to get your deliveries out back there, so you have plenty of room. And not have to worry about the semi being in there when cars are parked there and vice versa. It's always nice to have separate semi delivery with where your cars are at, so you're not, parking each other in or trying to maneuver around vehicles or people walking. But I think it's something that, should be addressed when you start, if it gets to that point. Maybe you don't ever get there, I don't know, but I think there's room here to put a semi turnaround back over there. You'd have to do some septic or reformat some stuff, but that'd be ideal if you had semi deliveries on a regular basis, I guess. Just a thought for the future. And now I have one quick question on the septic. It's kind of interesting septic design. What do you know about that?
It's a wetland.
Wetland system? What's the square of
That's
that?
the wetland.
That's the wetland? Okay.
If it didn't get cut down.
Yes, it was a small system.
There's nothing left of the wetland system now.
Yeah, I know. They usually,
It's back to my drain tile.
Well,
no, it's working. It's,
All right.
doesn't need any vegetation.
Any other comments or questions?
I'll make that one.
Do you have any comments or questions on our comment?
Last one. I've read the circle, the black circle. What's it represent to the building there?
That would show like your standard 90-foot turning circle. Obviously, that doesn't
Gotcha.
fit as that, but we were just showing it for reference to show how much of an area. you
Yeah,
have.
okay. Because that area does fit to the north up there if you had
It
to.
does. It would be in the drain right of way.
Doesn't need drain right away.
Well, not much. A little bit, not much. I mean, it'd be pretty. You don't have to use much of it.
Wetland?
You have to relocate the septic. I understand. The wetlands is no longer there. All right, that's all I
There's
have.
no other comments or questions. This goes to the plan commission for final approval. I have no communications. Do you have any comments or questions for me?
Why'd the two get dropped?
The other one, the last one on the agenda, they asked to be moved. They have to make some major changes because of the building's gonna be turned into.
It's gonna change a lot of things too,
Does that change their
potentially. Yeah.
board approval?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. Okay, and the other one asked to just remove.
so no holiday.
Motion to adjourn.
And
Second.
bring a new one.
Is that?
I mean, it was surprising how many brand new ones there were,
Good.
which was different than we've done in the past. And then a lot of people came to check, are we still registered?